Thorsten J Pattberg doesn't know if he'll ever be widely known during his lifetime. It's been over 18 years since the release of the East-West Dichotomy, the defining text on the cultural differences between Eastern and Western cultures. Since then, Dr. Pattberg of Peking University has published no less than 30 philosophical books and over 1,000 posts and articles on Chinese-Western relations. To say Western readers have been anticipating his next text is something of a running joke, because Dr. Pattberg, who had also been a visiting scholar at Harvard and Tokyo University, is completely unknown in Europe and America. It turns out, one of Germany's most prolific writers and philosophers is not just ignored by the legacy media but actively banned. Unfortunately, Pattberg explained his situation: I have a Chinese PhD degree, a so-called Bashi Shui or rank of an erudite master, which is not accredited in Europe. As a white man with a Chinese degree, I will never be permitted to work in Western academia. Plus, I have a rare international education, which makes me the envy of my German colleagues. Are professors still regarded as a priest class in Germany that shall not be questioned? German professors are the priest caste of state education. They are very protective of their power. They are also very censorial. Dr. Pattberg told us how he struggled with German narrow-mindedness in school education. I never attended a German university because that was too easy for me when I was young, so I went off to Oxford in England. Oxford rejected me because I had worked 8 years in the German judiciary and I was too old for Somerville College. Then, I went to Edinburgh University in Scotland on my own. And then you branched off into China? Yes, from the UK I went on to Fudan University in communist Shanghai. By that time, I had German agents sticking their noses in my work. Usually, the Germans who study abroad are vexed by the German government. I came all by myself to China over the UK. They couldn't coerce my German employer or supervisors because I had none. They couldn't explain how I got all those foreign government scholarships. Pattberg worked for the German Max Planck Society for Mathematics and the Sciences briefly. The Germans are told to hate China and love the Americans, Pattberg elaborated. This is like a mental illness in them, so they can't communicate well with foreign people. Based on Germany's history and Germany's division into East and West Germany, it must be the case that German education is very biased. Yes, Dr. Pattberg explained, German China studies is very biased and dysfunctional. Related mass media, including the Bertelsmann Media Group, the Funk Group, the Axel Springer Media Group, issued a total ban on Dr. Pattberg, his life and work. I managed to publish 2 pieces in the German Times, but they were quickly pulled once they realized it was Dr. Pattberg of PKU, Peking University. One journalist of the German Academic Exchange Service wanted to write about my research on Pure Land Buddhism, Dr. Pattberg explained, but received a call from her higher-ups at the last minute. I was declared a person non grata. She had to cancel the piece. Although Dr. Pattberg has been making progress on the problem of sinology, inside Peking University and Shengren, above philosophy and beyond religion, writing bits and pieces in over 100 newspapers in Asia, over 700 Western newspapers flat out rejected his submissions. I practically knew all the foreign correspondents in Beijing, Shanghai, and even in Hong Kong. Many were from Harvard as well. It is a very small world here in the expat circles. Pattberg mused about his feuds with the journalists from The Economist magazine, who rejected his submission but plagiarized his ideas on Chinese key terminologies. They did it, they knew it, but said to me they had international lawyers and would sue me if I used the Economist logo in my complaints. It did not help Dr. Pattberg's academic standing with the Western powers when he started to expose their subversive activities in the Far East. His latest title, Press Soldiers: How Western Journalists Subvert and Destabilize China, caused his expatriation from the expats. I was finished after that. My website got hacked. Google, the global search engine, issued a shadow ban. They hated me. We asked this wolf soldier, who evidently had to battle in his career on his own, if he ever planned on returning to academia. Currently it's off the table because I have been put on track as a larger-than-life philosopher. My involuntary loneliness paid off, I guess. I have gray hair. I definitely wrote more than German Hegel, but Hegel, the German philosopher of history, never set foot in Asia. I got into more trouble with national governments than French Voltaire by now, but Voltaire didn't attend so many elite universities. I really have to think carefully about traveling in Europe. They don't like free speech and what I have to say about them. If you were a betting person, would you put money on Dr. Pattberg ever getting noticed in the West? Will people ever hear about the Shengren or the East-West Dichotomy? The post Thorsten J Pattberg doesn't know if he'll ever be widely known during his lifetime appeared first on Life in China. Like our content? Make sure to follow us.